Hey guys, welcome to episode 3 of the Iron Dungeon. Before I start this video, please do subscribe to my channel and turn on the post notifications as you're going to be getting valuable information if you're a bodybuilding fanatic. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the dark side of bodybuilding, that is steroids, particularly Trenbolone. Now, Trenbolone is an anabolic androgenic steroid that's popular with bodybuilders and powerlifters all over the world. When it comes to providing rapid increases in muscle and strength, it's one of the best steroids you can get. Some bodybuilders also use it to preserve their muscle mass during a cutting cycle. So when it comes to building muscle, Trenbolone is the king of all steroids, but it was never made for humans. It's meant to be used on cattle. No trusted pharmaceutical company produces injectable Trenbolone, not even for cattle. If you inject Trenbolone, you're risking your health with a drug that's 100% homebrewed. Even if you get some high quality Trenbolone, it can still deliver some very nasty side effects. Furthermore, even if you don't end up in the hospital, you may end up in jail because injecting Trenbolone is illegal. The Trenbolone steroid was created in 1963 and was meant for veterinary use. When it was injected into cattle, it improved nutrient absorption and appetite and encouraged spectacular levels of muscle growth. Needless to say, it was not long before the news of the steroid's ability reached the ears of the muscle-hungry gym-goers. Although an injectable version was briefly available for animal use, it was discontinued several years ago. The easiest form to attain was always a pellet. It is now the only form available. The Trenbolone bodybuilders inject into their muscles is made from these pellets by people using special extraction kits. The quality of the extract can vary depending on the knowledge and skill of the people who carry out the extractions. As with any other illegal drug, the quality also depends on the ethics of the people making and distributing it. Now, Trenbolone does have many benefits. It provides rapid gains in muscle strength and mass, preserves muscle and burns fat, improves physical stamina, enhances endurance, accelerates recovery time. A lot of men using Trenbolone for bulking gain around 15 pounds of muscle in an 8-week cycle. This is achieved without a worry of water retention. That's certainly a good thing, however, water retention would be preferable to the dangers associated with Trenbolone. Apart from the other side effects, using this steroid can be dangerous for the heart. When people inject Trenbolone, the injected fluid sits inside the muscle and forms a small pocket of liquid that acts like a mini reservoir. From there, it is slowly picked up by the blood and transported around the body. After the steroid has been picked up in this way, it provides several other benefits. For example, improves protein synthesis, increases nitrogen retention, boosts IGF-1 production, increases red blood cell production, improves nutrient absorption, reduces cortisol, speeds up lipolysis. So that's what the Trenbolone steroid does. Now let's take a look at why these things are important and how they fit into the bigger picture. Now if you had to sum up the complicated process of protein synthesis into a single word, it would be growth. When we head to the gym and work out, the main purpose is to encourage muscle growth. All that hard work causes the muscle tissue to break down. This breakdown of muscle tissue is a part of a process called catabolism. In simple terms, this is the breakdown of muscle tissue into smaller molecules. It releases the energy needed to fuel the physical exertion. Protein synthesis is the anabolic process the body uses to rebuild the muscle. Because the body always tries to rebuild the muscle stronger than before, it results in growth. Not only size, but in strength as well. The amino acids are the important building blocks it uses to make the repair. They are provided by the digestion of food or the supplements and are carried to the muscles by the blood. Muscle growth is a very complicated process. Efficient protein synthesis can only occur when the conditions are right. Obviously, the process will only work if the blood provides a sufficient supply of amino acids. However, when it does, maximum muscle growth or any muscle growth at all cannot be obtained without adequate nitrogen. All proteins, including the ones that make up your muscles, contain nitrogen. The problem is nitrogen is expended during exercise. The amount of nitrogen the muscles retain is often referred to as nitrogen balance, and there are 3 stages. First, equilibrium. This is when the nitrogen intake and the loss is equal. If your nitrogen balance is like this, you won't gain any muscle at all, nor will you lose muscle tissue. Second, negative nitrogen balance. This is what you absolutely do not want. When you have a negative nitrogen balance, your muscles are losing more nitrogen than they receive and will be in a persistent catabolic state. This leads to muscle loss. Third, positive nitrogen balance. This is the holy grail. When you have a positive nitrogen balance, your nitrogen intake exceeds your nitrogen output. This means that you enjoy the benefits of optimal anabolic growth. Insulin-like growth factor can be split into two types, IGF-1 and IGF-2. It is an important peptide hormone that stimulates growth. As the name suggests, IGF is very similar to insulin. However, it lacks insulin's potency when it comes to lowering blood sugar. One of the most interesting things about IGF is the symbiotic relation it has with human growth hormone. Like insulin, IGF is produced by the liver. Now, Trenbolone has many side effects and dangers. If you've read so far without picking up on the fact, let's try and make one more thing clear. Trenbolone is a dangerous steroid. Apart from risking heart damage, men who use steroids run the risk of getting man boobs. There's nothing manly about that. Women don't want to be going within a mile of these steroids. Due to its high androgenic rating, it can be very good for robbing them of their female characteristics. Then there's the cough. In fact, the Tren cough is one of the steroid's better known side effects. This is quite a caustic steroid. The cough happens after it's picked up by the blood and carried to the lungs. Fortunately, it's generally short-lived, but violent coughing is never good. Now, there are some other Trenbolone side effects including acne, anxiety, greasy skin, uncontrollable aggression, premature balding, insomnia, racing heartbeat, high blood pressure, testicle shrinkage, excessive sweating, liver damage. Now, if you ask, is Trenbolone worth the risk? Stating it loud and clear, once more for the record, Trenbolone is a dangerous steroid. It might be hot stuff when it comes to muscle growth, but there are too many risks involved. Let's face it, when people inject Trenbolone, they don't do so due to the pressing desire to feel ill or climb into an early grave. They use it because they want the benefits it can provide. The thing is, back when steroids were in their heyday, bodybuilders didn't have the same options as they do today. There were no safe and legal steroid alternatives. That was a long time ago. Things have moved on, and thanks to major advances in supplement science, there are better options. Some women do take Trenbolone, but it's seriously a bad idea. It can increase body hair growth, deepen the voice, and make women look like men. That's not what female bodybuilding is all about. Although there are some people who will tell you otherwise, there is no way of avoiding the Tren cough. Yes, if you don't, you will lose all your gains and your muscle will need testosterone for maintenance and growth, and your body will no longer be capable of providing it. Okay, I hope you guys liked this video and gained some knowledge from this. Do leave a like if you learned something new, and also please comment below which topics you would want me to talk about in the future. Do support the channel by subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one.